So I'm out there one day, and we would teach Saturday. So I say I'll go out there between 9 and 12, just to make a little money to try to help pay for the bills that was in the church, under the church I was under at that time. Now, one guy comes out who didn't believe in Christ, but he was from one of the old groups. I think Prophet Cherry from Philadelphia, who knew they were Israel. And he came and he had a whole thing of balloons in his hands. And he was dressed like the old thing. He had the old dress on. I'm like, how you doing, brother? He said, Shabbat Shalom, brother. I'm like, Shabbat Shalom, brother. He was like, yeah, brother, I heard you speak a few times. I'm like, well, all praise to the Most High. Everything is okay. I mean, would you like some oil or whatever? You can get some oil. And he said, well, brother, I don't, hear you selling oils on the Sabbath, brother. He's like, we'll talk soon. And he starts smiling. I'm like, brother, you got balloons in your hand. You going to your daughter's birthday? He was like, yeah, my family's birthday today. I'm like, it's okay, brother. Then Shabbat Shalom. It's like they'll sit there, you understand? You came out to get balloons for a party on the Sabbath, and I didn't say anything. But then you will look and say, well, what you doing? I wasn't getting money for myself. All the money that day was going towards helping the building be paid so other people can come in and learn. But I didn't have to explain that to them. You have so many people who are looking at what you're doing and don't know the purpose of it. And that's the example. That's why Christ told the Pharisees and scribes and those that are looking to try to make themselves better than you, that if your eye be evil, your whole body's evil, because you're looking for something wrong. And you think you finding something wrong is your position or your spirituality. But really, what's wrong is in you. It's not looking outward to see what's wrong. You looking for something wrong to try to claim or accuse your own brother or sister is in you. That's what the Bible called the accuser of the brethren. That's what Satan did. Satan used to come before the Most High to look at to say, they doing wrong, look what he's doing wrong, look what they doing wrong. And here it is. He was banished from the heavens. He was the issue. Okay? I'm just giving you some examples. And I'm saying this again. I'm not teaching this lesson to point out any one individual and say, well, you're wrong or you're wrong. I'm just showing you how we are institutionalized and programmed to believe that Sunday is the Sabbath without even understanding what the Sabbath is and what is its significance. Okay? Let's finish reading what Christ do with this man's hand. Matthew 12, go.
Then the Pharisees went out and held a council against him.
So after that, after he healed the man's hands, go back up because I want to see this. When he said, if you lay your hands on a sheep, if your sheep fall.
Okay, verse 11.
Read that.
And he said unto them, what man shall there be among you that shall have one sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it?
Okay, if your sheep falls, because your sheep don't know what day of week it is. So if your sheep fall in a pit, sooner or later, a wolf gonna come, something gonna come and get it. And you know how much money you're making off that sheep. You sharing it for wool each year. It is used to help deal with the ground and help fertilize the ground, so you can grow your veggies. So the sheep did a lot. A sheep is worth more living than dead. So he said, if your sheep fell in a ditch on the Sabbath, would you just leave it to die? But here it is, you care more about that sheep than your brother's hand? Your brother who can't use his hand? Read.
Verse 12. How much then is a man better than a sheep?
Is a man better than a sheep? Read.
Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath.
It is lawful to do well on the Sabbath, even if it appears you're working. The same way I say brothers out there who they know that if they don't go to work, they'll be fired, and therefore they be put out. But yet they be like, man, I'm gonna deal with this, man. The Most High don't want me to work on the Sabbath. Listen, you got to understand your grace. Work until the opportunity afford itself in which you can't work. But don't just quit your job. Don't just quit things without using wisdom. Follow the Sabbath in your heart and know that Lord, make a way for me because I don't want to be here. But don't be ignorant and just quit your job and not have the understanding. You do have grace and opportunity until things change. Okay? And then once you get a little rapport and go through, do what the Jewish people do. Get a note from the synagogue or just send a letter and say, listen, I need a note for clearance for my religion after you made it through your probationary period at your job or whatever. And according to the law, they can't fire you for religious purposes. But do things right. I'm saying for those who want to be off on the Sabbath. And for no reason whatsoever should any of our people be in any of these clubs shaking whatever on Friday night. Okay? There's ways of being, not on Saturday night either, though. What I'm talking about. Friday or Saturday night, should we not be someplace all up in some things where you just, with the music going and you doing some stuff, right? Read.
Verse 13. Then saith he to the man, stretch forth thine hand.
Stretch forth thine hand.
And he stretched it forth, and it was restored whole like as the other.
And his hand was made new. Read.
Then the Pharisees went out and held a council against him, how they might destroy him.
You would think the council that was held would have been mad. You see him heal that man's hand? That must be the Son of the Most High. Is he the one that's written? It's like, listen, let's kill him. And for the Christians, he did this on a Sabbath, not a Sunday. Think about that. Think about that for a moment. Now, why or how is it that Christians believe that Sunday is the Sabbath? I have something here I want you to read if you don't mind. When you get an opportunity, you can, for those who run into this, you can go to assemblyofisrael.com. They got some good references, even though they don't have the name of the Most High correct. There is some good references here. In paragraph 2, assemblyofTrueIsrael.com, sun worship, right? Documents/sun worship. I need you to read the paragraph 2 for me. Sunday was.
Sunday was in the Mithra, Roman cult.
Read that again.
Sunday was the day set aside in the Mithra, Roman cult.
So before Christ ever came on the earth, while we were worshiping Sabbath, Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, all right? Sunday, which is the first day of the week, not the seventh or the Sabbath, was the day set aside in the Mithra, Roman cult. Sunday was an occultist teaching of the Romans, every Sunday worship. Now, you notice that if you don't worship on a Sunday and follow the Sabbath, they claim you in a cult. Did you notice that? Think about that for a moment. And we're not here to give any credence to Seventh-day Adventists at all. They're just the Jehovah's Witnesses on a Sabbath to make you believe they're following the law. But a lot of them eat shrimp, crab, lobster, do everything. The only thing they're doing is Friday sundown or Saturday sundown. Okay? So Sunday was set aside in the Mithra. M-I-T-H-R-A. Make sure you document that so you can do your own research to know the origin of your Roman Catholic religion. As what?
As its official day to assemble together to worship its sun deity.
To worship its what?
Its sun deity.
Its sun deity. Now you notice earlier I said that even ancient Egypt was worshiping the sun. Now the Romans are worshiping the sun. Do you notice on your money, which you have your eagle, which is the Romans, it also have the Great Pyramid with the all-seeing eye? You notice that on your dollar bill? It's all the same gods, the same worships under Satan. The same God that the Most High destroyed, him and his government under Pharaoh, to let our people go, is the God you're worshiping. Satan. I have more. Read.
Roman Emperor Constantine
Constantine, which was a known pagan,
legislated Sunday as a day of rest dedicated to the Greek and Roman sun god Helios.
Helios. Hold up. Constantine legislated. That's a law. So you're saying God's law is done away with, and you picked up Constantine's law. 321 AD, 300 years after Christ, quote unquote, now the satanic Sunday worship going mainstream. Slaves in captivity have to worship their God to show an allegiance to their master. That's how you got it. You didn't voluntarily become a Christian, did you? No, it took a lot of lashes for you to get to this point. A lot of lashes. For those who didn't want to follow, you were out of here. You seen Massa with a tree in his house, and you wanted a tree in your house. And Jeremiah the 10th chapter tell you about that. That's ancient Babylonian. So happened, yeah, you got it. Babylonians worshipped on the Sunday, first day of the week. Right? Finish reading the point here. So Constantine made it a law, legislation now. It's not a secret cult anymore under the Romans. They're coming out in the open. And Constantine make it a law, legislature, under what? Under the god Helios. Now think of modern day Christian church today. They tell you if you're not following the government, you're not following God. Obey your government. Right? So what God was Constantine following? The same God as your Christian churches. He established it. It was a compromise. Of course, you slaves are not supposed to know all this. You just follow what you see your slave master do. You seen the 5-pointed pentagram on the top of his tree every December 25th, which is ironically Nimrod's birthday. And you say, well, it's a worship of the sun. But what son? The son of Satan. Finish reading and write what I'm writing. Okay.
Constantine worshipped Christos Helios.
Go ahead.
Which means S-U-N.
Go ahead.
The Roman Catholic Church venerates Sunday as its Sabbath even today.
So Sunday is the Christian church's what?
Sabbath. Even today.
So you follow the Sabbath. Satan's Sabbath. Even till what?
Even today.
Even till today. Hope you all can see that. Don't use Christ as an excuse of why you're worshiping Sunday. Constantine gave you that law. So the pastors will tell you, the Christian church will tell you, oh, the law done away with. But yet you're following a law by Constantine. So what you're really telling the people, don't follow God's law in the Bible. Follow man's law. The same men that Christ said would deceive you. And you should know better anyway. How can those enslave you give you your doctrine, give you your belief? Now, to cover the fact that they're worshiping an occult, Mithra sun worship, and the ancient Babylonian worship of Tammuz, which the women was in the church every Sunday crying to Tammuz like they do in church, crying to Jesus every Sunday.